Underlay, mama, what's happening now?
Oh shit.
You caught all the Pokemon or what?
No.
Give me the beat, bro, my rap.
Horny hours.
You not going. He says horny hours on rap. Bro, don't touch me.
Horny hours. Right about the last time you had horny hours. Fat. Horny hours. It's crazy how you kill yourself. That's what saying better.
Like fat. Oh wait. Damn. Like wow.
Oh, that's great saying fat like that is crazy. Horny hours too.
Fat stand for fist around penis.
I don't know if I should edit that out.
Why? I would edit it out.
You should, bro?
Oh, I'll be right there.
Alright, bet it. Episode 151 of Cleaning Dishes. I hope everyone's doing well.
Are we recording?
Yes, we're recording.
I know
you know.
I know you know.
Episode 151. You know what type of energy I'm on today. I ain't got coffee on today. I haven't taken a sip yet. But,
what kind of energy you on today? Tell them.
Horny hours.
Horny hours.
What you doing, dog? Copyright infringement. Actually, I don't know if copyright infringement implies the podcast. Because I know certain people be playing all this shit. Horny hours.
You don't gotta touch me and say horny hours, bro. That's crazy. You could just say horny hours or sing your little song.
No, I want you to feel me.
No, I don't want to feel you though. That's the thing. That's not mutual. Sir, you didn't understand. No.
My bad. You right. Boom, 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 boom.
You wildin'.
Boom, 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 boom.
What is wrong with this man, yo?
I'm telling you in this song, horny hours.
What is wrong with you, bro?
Someone turn my beat off? I'm playing off. Episode 151, Cleaning Dishes. I hope everyone's well today. Blessings. You know what I'm saying? I hope everyone's doing good. You okay?
I didn't say that to you, bro.
You want to introduce our episode? You want to introduce us, actually?
No, I'm not.
Why not?
Cast us off.
Alright, cool. So for first topic...
Yo, Mr. Fantastic, that's back like elastic.
Don't melt because it's not plastic. And it's
no, you do Thomas. You gotta do mine, do yours. How you do? How I be? Let me see how I be.
Shit. I wasn't ready for this, but fuck it. Hey, you already know what it is. Mr. Fantastic don't bounce. Mr. Fantastic don't melt because it ain't plastic. Bounce like elastic.
Boink, boink.
So how do I sound?
It's just Thomas.
That's not how I sound.
Okay, that's how you be.
I can say I fucked up your whole monologue.
That's like you were like, it's just Thomas.
Alright, that's better.
Now you gotta be like, AKA.
Hey, AKA.
Not like Thomas.
AKA.
Ussery.
AKA.
Me. Why I got all these names?
I really don't know why.
Why would you sound like that? That's why I got all these names. That's not how you sound.
So I feel like to you I sound like Snuffleupagus.
No, what we said you was E-word at one time and you was so mad.
Yeah, I'm not E-word all the time, nigga. They add a little spice to that shit.
Oh, okay. You E-word horny hours. E-word horny hours, but
that's crazy.
Hey, yo, Pooh, where that one little kangaroo chick at?
We're not doing that. Her name is her name is Kanga.
Her name is Kanga?
Yes.
And she wore Kango. I'm done. I'm sorry.
Nah, Nah, introduce us, because I don't know people think I'm you.
He was
No, nigga, like introduce us.
He ain't like Kanga shit him about to the ounce.
Go ahead and drink some water. I'm remembering the energy I had yesterday afternoon.
No!
Yeah, keep playing.
That was a good energy though. It was high, but it was terrible.
It was really ignorant.
It was real ignorant energy, but it was good though. It was necessary.
So who are you right now?
Who am I?
Who am I?
You don't know.
I know it's turn my music high. It's been like 5 minutes. We need to introduce ourselves.
Mr. Fantastic, the best like elastic, the mountain's not plastic and gushy. Oh, he know it! What's your jaw?
My name is Tom. This is exactly why I have to be chill.
All that answer you did at the end of that, you said, It's just something. It's like
this is why I have to be chill because you be on a level. I can't match you on that same level because we'll get nothing done.
He said, "That's not how I sound." Let me do yours. It's just something.
And I realized I was like, oh, I am just Thomas because I can't match your energy. I can't. Normally,
where's Tofu Thomas at? Bring out Tofu Thomas.
Tofu Tommy, Tommy Gunn, Two-Toe Tommy.
Two-Toe Tommy, Two-Toe, Two-Toe Tommy, Tommy Two-Toes.
Tommy Two-Toes, thank you.
It's Tommy Gunn, Two-Toe, Tommy Two-Toes. Tommy, what is it called?
What? I haven't had a sip of this coffee yet. What did you own? We need to be in slow motion like Justice League.
No, let's get into that shit.
No,
movie.
Wait. Okay. How you doing today? What's up? How you doing?
I was doing good until I saw Justice League. That movie, let me tell you right now.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to go with that one first? We can. I don't have a problem with it.
It'll matter. No, let's. How was your day though? How was your week?
My week was good. It was cool. Productive.
I like that. I like that.
Even if I'm lying, okay.
Hey, sometimes you gotta tell yourself the lies to get yourself through. I don't know what's wrong with that.
So now you need to tell yourself the lies to get you through the week.
Mm-hmm.
Actual professionals.
You gotta tell yourself the lies to get you to the truth. Like what?
I fuck with that.
Like yeah, we'll figure it out.
You gonna lie yourself for so long.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes too long, and you end up with regrets.
Man.
Yeah, like I mean.
Carry one time when it's too late. Gotta learn to live with regrets.
That sound real dope in these headphones. Shit.
You funny as shit. Did you send me a which one call it or no?
I sent it to you like early in the week. I did it early in the week. Remember?
You did. I was asking.
We didn't fill out that chart. Oh, we got a new thing. That chart we're gonna be filling out.
Oh yeah, make sure you put that somewhere so I can see it and use it.
I shared it to you, didn't it? I got updated.
Yeah, update. Oh yeah, update later. But we're not saying anything to the people.
What's up, people?
So we're gonna go straight to Justice League. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're doing good. We had a good week. You know, day in the life. So the movie we're gonna talk about right now is Justice League because Fred cannot hold his excitement. But so those that don't know, on HBO Max they had
call the homies up.
I'm not calling right now, but I was gonna call them later. I want us to get our bars off first before we ask them their 2 cents.
Let's go. That's fair. That's good.
So what was I saying? Oh, so this is Zack Sneakerdoodle cut.
Don't do that to him.
What?
Don't do that to him, no.
How you say his last name? My bad.
Sneakerhead. No, wait, it's Snyder.
Zack Snyder had his rendition of Justice League, and it came out on HBO Max. It's been all the rave and all the hoop.
It's been what?
All the rave and all the hoop. And so we want to talk about it because we have similar but different feelings towards this movie.
I thought it was okay, and you didn't like it at all.
And so I try to get a little bit of backstory of Justice League because that's what we do technically. So this movie is 4 hours long, and it follows the story of 6 amazing superheroes combining as a team to go against a impending force. That's not corny as hell. I'm gonna roll with it.
I don't know what you would call them. I mean, I guess you.
I definitely could come up with something way better than that.
That's good.
That shit was whack. I have better standards for myself.
We should talk about Justice League, so
I could have done something better.
They could have done something better. They didn't. So.
All right. So what did you? So spoiler alert coming up. So what did you not like about the movie?
Okay, real
and mind you, we only have like 30 minutes to talk about this. Try to keep it condensed. I would do this.
Oh, they get 4 hours, but I can't get no more.
Yes. Unfortunately, yes. We're more responsible for our time and our viewers' listeners' time.
Wow.
4 hours. That's my first complaint. 4 hours, and I would have been cool with it if the 4 hours it was wasted.
Here's my thing.
What's your thing, bro?
The thing was 4 hours, and I was at home and wanted to go to fuck home.
He was already home.
I was like, nigga, like I want to go home. Like this shit was like, I
will say this in their defense, they kind of cut it up in parts so that you could have stopped at any one of those parts. I
will give him that. He did it smart in that aspect. He put parts in there so you could like, okay, I'm at part 5, let me stop it, go sleep, whatever. Right. A lot of people I know did that. And we had to watch it because we were obviously because we do podcasts, and that's we a TV guy. You know what I'm saying? You're something. So we are. We a TV guy. So we gotta watch it for you, let you know what's up to watch, what's not to watch. So So I sat through it. And it wasn't like a hard sit, because the first 3 hours of the movie to me were decent. I appreciate them. I thought it was good. I would say the first 20 minutes, I was off like, yeah, this movie's definitely better than the first one. For sure. It was definitely... It was better than the first one, but when the first one wasn't that good to begin with, to be honest with you, it's like, what's the standard? Like,
so the standard is already low.
Yeah, the standard was so low that as long as they did something slightly different, it was going to feel better. You know what I'm saying? It was going to feel better. So that was the thing. So there was that. And then on top of that, that's the main thing. The one thing I did not like about it, so the cons for me, I didn't like the Batman in this. To me, Batman in this one, and I know we've had this Batman before, and I was cool with it, but for some reason, this Batman just like, it felt like to me, like, this Batman to me felt like he was Batman with a Facebook. Like, he would literally be like, hey, yo, invite me, follow my page, I follow back. Like, he was out here like, hey, guys, we need your help. Like,
he was the Batman that needed friends.
Yeah, and like, the Batman I'm used to was like, nigga, you fitting to help me? You gonna help me willingly, or you just gonna help me? You gonna pick. And that's it. Like, there is no, like Batman was a pimp when it came to that shit. Like, he would really be like, this is what's going down, this is the plan, this is what we're doing. And that's it. And you was like, okay, I'm follow Batman. Like, if Batman came to me still, yo, you gonna go outside, you run across the street with cars coming. And that's it. I'm outside running across the street with cars coming. Like, I'm not, if Batman told me, Batman obviously knows a strategist, I'm doing what he said. Like,
true.
That's who you go to for. But in this one, I was like, I couldn't trust Batman.
We didn't have a Batman solo movie with Ben Affleck, huh? Or this rendition of it. We didn't have one. We just had Batman vs Superman, right?
No, I think we did have a Batman. I think we had a Batman solo with Ben Affleck.
You think so?
I don't think so. Maybe we didn't. I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe we didn't.
I don't think we did.
I feel like I should have came in knowing that, and I don't. I don't think I cared enough to believe it. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that Batman. Not that it's not good. I'm not saying it's not good. To me, it just felt like I liked really secretive Batman. Really like, yo, like, you never know who I am, even when you're looking at me. Like, that version, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I never had a Batman that was anything else. Like, this Batman was like...
Yeah, this Batman was super open. Like, he was like, oh, yeah, come back to my Batcave, guys. Alfred making some snack and cookies, and we'll just, like, plan out. Like, It was like, let's hang out. Like, it was weird. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I mean, that's not what they were doing. They were actually making a plan, trying to do something. But, like, Batman in this one was definitely at a loss. Like, he was often like, yes. I don't... Like, there was multiple times when he asked questions, he was like, I don't know. And it wasn't like a... Like, whatever is going to happen, it will happen, and we'll just counteract it. It was like, I just don't know. I don't have an answer. And I'm not used to my Batman not having answers. Like when it came in, like, there was an invasion. Like, Batman that I'm used to, when it came in, when he flew in, when he went to go see Aquaman, for instance, or whatever. I forget the street name, whatever his name was.
Jason Momoa? Huh? Just Jason Momoa?
Jason Momoa. Is that what's his name in the movie?
No, that's his real life name.
I meant his name in the movie, though. What's the name of the movie?
Arthur Midnight.
It was Arthur something.
Yeah.
When he was doing that, he went to go see him, and he was telling him what was going on, but he didn't really know exactly what was going on. Like, the way Batman maneuvered in that, I just feel like Bruce Wayne maneuvered in that, I feel like it would be so different. Like,
I'm glad he at least knew that, like, he knew that he was talking directly to Aquaman and not talking to, like...
Right, like, he was almost piece of in that sense, and then, like, he was asking questions about what it was, he didn't have any idea what it was, and I feel like Batman was just like, I'm so used to Batman being written to just be like, I just know.
Yeah, that's honestly how he comes off. Even if he doesn't know, he has like ideas and like inklings of like what can go left and what can go right on the situation.
Yeah, like he always had these solid plans. But I feel, to me, it didn't feel that way. Not, it could have been more. Someone said this is more of the WB version of Batman, like from the show, and I was like, even in that show though, he was. I remember him bringing people back to the Batcave. Let's hang out and talk here and do it. Like, he would, like, meet me here at these coordinates, and that's it. That's all you got, meet me at these coordinates, and that was it.
You know how, like, a lot of times people will always put Batman up against someone, and the question will be, like, how much prep time he has.
Yeah.
And it's like, that, I didn't get a sense of that with his Batman. This version of Batman. And this one was, like...
This is Batman with no prep time.
No, worse than that. Batman, this is the Batman, like, I don't know. It's worse. I can't think of, like, a solid, like...
This is the Batman. This is what happens when you have a person who was a billionaire first and Batman second.
Yeah.
That's what this felt like. He was a billionaire first. Because they even asked, what's your superpowers? And he goes, I'm rich.
And I was like,
because we always ask the question, what would you have? What would Batman be with if he never had access to the resources, the money, essentially? What would he be? And so this is why I asked those kind of questions. Because this is the kind of Batman I picture him being like.
Yeah, but this Batman is white.
That's what I'm saying. Like in this version of Batman, this is the Batman that you could answer that. This is what you would end up with.
Yeah, yes.
That's what you end up with when you have a person who's like, I'm rich first and Batman second. Like that's what it felt like. And I was like, I just didn't like it. I could be hella wrong, be hella off. I just didn't like this Batman.
This Batman has a degree in white privilege.
Not even that. It's just I just didn't like the
bro.
It's not. I just didn't like this Batman. Like this Batman just was like the way he just maneuvered. I'm used to Batman being so much darker, so much more secretive,
smarter.
Like this Batman did not feel smart. He didn't feel secretive at all. Like at one point he's got his like it's just like what happened to like just super secret meet you in a dark alley that you didn't know he was meeting at. Like this nigga just cornered you. Batman would have showed up. He wouldn't have came to you as Bruce Wayne. He'd have came to you as Batman. Like and you'd be like, oh shit. Like you just showed up on your. Like, oh, who the fuck? Like, who is this? Like
Batman, it usually feels like when Batman like comes to, he already knows everything, and he just comes out to confirm it.
Yep, he's just getting confirmation. He just wants you to know I know. Yeah. Like that's what Batman do. Batman showed up to let you know that I know.
And this one was just like,
I know your name is this, and I know you ugly as fuck. What you gonna tell me? You like, oh fuck, like that's it. Like I'm just gonna tell you these things, and you just want to deal with them. Like yo, like he's not gonna go around asking, can you help me? He like, this is what we need to do. We need to da 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 da. And you're like, what? And he don't give you a chance to say, no, he don't give you a chance to answer. He gonna tell you what needs to be done, this is what's happening, and he gone. You gonna look down at your sheet of paper, your invite, and then you look down and you look like Batman. You're like, this time don't work for me. Guess what you gonna do? Show up at that time that don't work for you. That's the fuck what you was gonna do. You're not gonna so I really wasn't feeling Batman. And it's not Ben Affleck. It's not him.
It's how they wrote him up. It's how they wrote him up was definitely like a little different than like what you expected.
Yeah, because it's not Ben Affleck. I've seen Ben Affleck act in things, and I like Ben Affleck. I just don't think I'm not a huge fan, but I'm not a fan either.
It's okay if you say you're a huge fan of Ben Affleck. It's okay.
I'm just not like I think I saw him in Fargo, and he was good in that too.
Argo is
what you're talking about. Fargo's a rank, huh? Wells Fargo, no way.
Fargo's also a series based in Alaska.
Yep, that's why I think I got the two mixed up somehow. Yeah. The Fargo's a newer series too, isn't it?
Yeah, it has a Chris Rock rendition. Well, Chris Rock is in the new season.
He is.
I'm still not watching it. But
yeah, I haven't watched any of that either. But yeah, so I didn't like that a lot. I didn't like how they played out Batman in this. I didn't like.
I didn't like any of it, to be honest with you. Like, a lot of it, I just was like, nah.
The slow motion. Okay. The slow motion. Thinking of slow motion makes me know I gotta slow down. I was like, I gotta slow down.
I think you might telling you that too, but I'm like, I'll let you have it.
Keep up.
What was you saying?
The slow motion in this was excessive. Like, it felt. I personally think the movie made it to 4 hours because the amount of slow motion cuts. And I feel like that. Obviously, you have the Flash, and he moves too fast for everybody to keep up with, obviously. Mm-hmm. So you have to slow things down to give the emphasis that he's moving quickly. But I feel like there were other ways.
Showcasing his speed without having to slow everything down.
Right, to the extent. You can slow it down here and there, but just don't do as many cuts on him as you did. Like, obviously, you need to do this, the main one, which is the main one that caused a series of events. You got to do that one. Mm-hmm. Like, that makes sense to me. And, like, when it's, like, him prime, like, him doing some real key shit, okay, you do that.
Right.
And like, cause okay, I'm gonna give like this. When they did it in, I know this always happens people that's not fair to compare it to, but when they had Quicksilver,
Quicksilver is a fast person in Marvel.
No, I'm thinking not Silver Surfer, Quicksilver. Okay, I'm thinking Silver Surfer in my head. I meant to say Quicksilver. I think it's Silver Surfer. I had to think of this stuff. Quicksilver. When they do that in the X-Men joint, like, I don't know. I don't think he was as key as Flash was in this movie as he was in the movies he was in. But when his parts came up, they were able to capture the slowdown without making it feel like this movie is 20 minutes to 30 minutes longer because of these slowdowns.
They did blend well. Actually, like you said, like they didn't focus him as much. But when they did showcase his speed, they slowed him down enough, but they also made him go fast. So everything he was doing was like cut.
Right, and then we talk about how he was running. Why was he running like that? There has to be a reason to why he was running that way.
And he's more aerodynamic when he throw his shoulder out of the socket.
Okay, so because someone has to explain this to me because I don't follow the comics. So I'm coming.
Go outside right now and run like that, and see how much faster you are.
I'm big, so I'm gonna fall over first, real quick. I'm gonna topple over and I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna bloop, 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 and I'm like, damn, like that's not gonna work.
And he runs like he trying to throw something out his pocket.
Right, like the way he like to throw shuriken. That's how he's running. He's like he was better off Naruto running the way he was running to me.
I said that, you was like, no, but did you think about it, bro?
Like, because then he could throw his shuriken or whatever. Like, he was the way he was running was so weird, and they did it in slow mo, so it looked even dumber. Yeah. And I'm like, when I run, the little that I do, I never roll my fucking body like that. Like, I never roll, like
I said, I would have been better the idea of him having his arms straight behind him, and the idea that, like, my arms are moving so fast that you can't see him. I would have been perfectly fine with that. I don't think you see, like, and you know when you look at a fan, and sometimes you look at a fan, you only see that one spot in the fan. It's not doing that. It's just like the idea of like it's going so fast, my eyes can't keep up with it.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why y'all doing this? Because it really didn't make no sense. Like, I've never seen anybody run like this. So I'm like, why is Flash run that way? And I'm like, I don't remember seeing it in the cartoons. And the cartoons, his hands are karate chop style. And he's going.
We're not gonna call it karate chop.
Well, what style is this?
So he was running. He was like chopper style, chopper style.
Hey, if you ran to that rhythm, bro, you might go somewhere. But this dude was like,
actually, because chopper style, chopper style.
But you have to be smoother than that, because that would be like.
Because it's like 1, 2, 1, 1.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a runner, so I don't know how the breathing technique works, but I feel like you gotta take a few steps and you breathe.
I'm not a music conductor, so I'm gonna stop.
Producer, but the producer be producing. So I didn't like that. I was like, what the hell? Like, I mean, I know it sounds like that's little, but I'm like, no, you did this close-ups. If you gonna take the time to remake something, like, this is your second chance at this. This is a second chance.
Well, a lot of people, like, that's the thing. So a lot of people are happy with it because you were comparing it to, like, the previous movie.
To a trash version of it. You're comparing, like, of course, version 2.0 ought to be better than version 1. You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't have to be.
It ought to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you basically gotta, someone say, hey, this is everything that was wrong with this movie. Can you fix it, please?
Yeah, I could try.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I'm gonna do my thing.
It's like, yo, you took out everything that I like, too.
Like, hey.
That's what I didn't like about it. That's one thing I just thought about it just now. I didn't like how they kept also that was deemed, like, okay, and they kept all that shit in there. I wish they would, like, would have redone everything, but, you know, with COVID going on and small amount of time, I'm pretty sure they didn't have like all that available to them. Because they basically had to redo a whole movie over to like 2 years.
Yeah.
So
there was that. Yeah.
You got a list?
Not an actual list. I was just looking at this. I was looking at that picture of the thing.
So you got a list? God damn.
I liked Aquaman. I liked Wonder Woman in this movie. I liked Flash. I thought him being kind of quirky when he was cool.
I didn't like that.
I liked it. I don't. But I'm not familiar enough with Flash to know him as the super. I knew he was super smart. I always knew that much. That's all I know about him. He was smart and fast.
I'm not versed with him either, but like from what I've seen, like he's a jokester, he's funny, but he's not immature. If that makes sense. I feel like with him, I had a sense of like immaturity that kind of like it kind of bothered me because he basically like the younger brother of all the superheroes.
Well, yeah, that's when he's. And I think in all of them, he's always been the youngest, right? Well, no, because that's Kid Flash. Never mind. In these, he's I think he is the youngest out of the group because he's always younger than the others. Okay,
but like he's not mature. And you asked a good question too about like, is this the same Flash from the TV show? Because that's the case, then like, I understand why that may be it. It may be the cause. I still don't like it. I wish it was something better. Like I wish he was a little bit more age, but it is what it is. Yeah,
in this one, I think he's definitely younger than everybody else. So he's like a kid compared to all of them.
Yeah, I think he's like just graduated. He just got his job, so he had to be in his 20s.
Yeah, he was like in college. I remember him talking about like, oh, he was doing this in the 30s, trying to get a job, doing something. So yeah, he was like in college. So he's super young compared to. So I could see why he would be immature, and he was he had a mental thing going. I think ADD or something. So with that speed, and then he was socially awkward. He was super socially awkward because he was always 20 steps ahead of everybody else. Yeah. So it was like, okay, I gotta try to reel it back. So that's what was happening with him. So I understand why. That's why I kind of liked him, because you think about those things and go, oh, that makes sense. Like, why he seemed so much more immature than Batman. Like, of course, Batman was like, nigga, look. Like,
he wasn't even on that. He wasn't on that type of time. He just was like, yo, like, we got something we got to take care of. I hope that y'all join me.
Yeah, like, I'm going to send you an Evite.
Send someone an Evite's hilarious.
Like, hope you guys. And then, like,
I didn't like Superman. And I know this is, like, kind of the same as the previous one, where, like, he kind of wasn't in the movie that long. Like, he was, like, more in the last quarter of the movie. In both versions. Mm-hmm. Like, he brought him back to life. He woke up and was like, yo, like, what's going on? And he was like, yo, all these niggas asking this in front of me. And he was like, whoa, chill. And he did they ever explain that? Why he woke up and chose violence? Did they ever explain that?
He was... I don't think they do. I don't think they go into it. I mean, I think for all of us, we just have to kind of go, he just woke up. Like, he just came from death, apparently. So, like, all his powers are being all weird. All he can't see them. He can see x-rays. That's all he can see is x-rays. Remember, because they show he's only seeing x-rays. He's only seeing, like, skeleton things coming at him. He's like, what the fuck is going on?
Man, that's some bullshit.
His shit was, I don't know, he a pink eye. I don't know, man. Like, the dude was going off, and I was like, it's hard to say when you a super dude what was causing you to rage out like that. But I think he just felt like You woke up, you in a strange place. Mind you, you've been asleep or unconscious. You probably never been before either.
Essentially, he would literally be asleep.
Like, he was like sleep, like knocked out, dead, essentially, just a world, and like for a long time. And then just come up and wake up, and there's a bunch of dudes walking towards you that you don't recognize.
They all that's when they walked up to look at him.
Right, they standing there, and you don't recognize none of them. And then one of them, and then what really triggered him was the side. Remember, oh boy,
Cyborg.
He was kind of cool.
So a lot of people were happy with how they basically gave him an origin story and how they brought him out to be like who he was.
I feel like he had an origin story in both. I feel like it was more. I feel like it was emphasized more in this one. I don't remember. Damn, I sadly don't remember the old one with him.
With the old, if I remember correctly, Fuck.
I feel like that same thing happened where the thing went off, where he started shooting.
Oh, that part, yeah. But I was talking about the origin story. I can't remember what his origin story was in the other one. Because it wasn't the same as this one. I know that much for sure.
No, it was the same as far as there was an accident, and he got fucked up, and the dad was going to save him.
There was an accident, but it was two different ones. So this one, he had an accident with his car. He had an accident with his mom.
Oh, yeah, and the other one, I think he was by himself when it happened?
Yeah, I think he was by himself, and his dad had found him and, like, brought him back to life. So same ending, but different ways of getting to that.
Yeah. Yeah, all we got, the only similarities is the accident and put RoboCop on him. And so that's what happened. So that's what you end up with. But I did like the fact that because he plays a major part, because he has the ability to use the technology, plays a bigger part in this one, the other one. So that was pretty cool. And how he looked and stuff like that was really dope too. I liked that a lot. I think I liked
the two visors on him and shit.
Yeah, I think I liked everything. I think Batman was the only thing I really struggled to like with this.
Ending, but
and the last hour of the movie, because again, 4 hours was too long to just sit there, and then they just started doing stuff,
shit.
And I was like, what are you doing? Why? Why is this happening?
Like Bruce had a dream, and that was weird. It was weird. It was long and weird, and that's that's a recipe for disaster. It doesn't be long and weird. It could have just made it quick, and you guys made that shit was a good 20 minutes.
I get the idea of what the dream was supposed to represent, because I remember we talked about that before, we seen an alternate type of thing. This is what happens. This is like an alternate world, whatever. And I got that, but the amount of emphasis they put on it
was drawn.
It was drawn for that. I was like, you could have did it, showed them, and kind of gave us the idea oh shit, I know that Batman. I know what this is. Okay, we get it. Keep it pushing. You gave us this whole this whole thing, and we were like, what?
I should never get to a point where I feel like this situation or this moment is too long, and that's what I feel like we had. Because at least a point, you know, this is a dream. Because we weren't going to get enough of it to really appreciate what was happening, and for a lot of us to thoroughly understand what was happening.
And then you weren't going to get enough of either of those things to understand and appreciate it. Right. So it's you should have made it shorter enough because if you made it shorter, we would have been oh, okay, this was an alternate timeline of some sort, whatever, or some weird dream, what that meant. And then if you wonder, what did that mean? Yeah, because he always, if it's a dream, he's always going to wake up. You're going to have a moment of, I'm waking up, oh, it's a dream. It's apparent to me that this is a dream. Yep. Cool. Or if you had done, I don't know, he starts talking to somebody and somebody's saying his name, he's like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You hear somebody saying your name, why are they talking to me like that? All of a sudden, now you got someone's calling you real life something. So
you rather it be more of an abstract dream versus a direct, this is what it is as a dream.
Yeah, something he was just dreaming. He's like, what the fuck? That was weird. Okay, whatever. Write it off. Okay, I was dreaming, whatever. But make it short if you're going to do that. Make it significantly short.
Make it short regardless of how he's going to do it. I was man, what are y'all doing?
But because I was these characters are bum as shit. These bum ass characters you got in here, that was crazy. But it was cool. Again, the peak was cool. I liked it, but the length of that was just too long. To me, the length of it was too long. Too long for you to be having that type of situation happening and be boo. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Too long to not have a major impact.
Yeah, for sure.
Then there was a key character that came that I thought was kind of cool. I was glad to see him, but I just don't think.
Double M or
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that was.
I thought that was BS too. We don't want to spoil it for y'all. That's why we didn't say his name.
I feel like that character could have had. I thought there's other ways to introduce that character without doing that, but at the same time, I don't think the impact it would have been any different.
His part was long too at the end. I'm that's just throwing shit. I feel like they had all these components. We just gonna throw this shit in. Put them in where we can. So it was you had where he came in and talked to Lois. And I was like, okay, that's cool. We leave it at that. And then he came in again. I'm like, this is kind of pointless. Like, I really didn't need this. Like, it's either or. You can't give me both. If you give me both, then it's like you're overdoing it now.
Yeah, I did think that was kind of crazy. I thought for sure they could have just, like you said, just do one. I thought for sure I did agree with you on that 100%. Just do one.
It's like having an ace in the hole and using it twice. Like, no, like,
it's not an ace in the hole now. Like, you don't use it 2 times.
It's a deuce.
Yeah, and you didn't. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna get into that. Then he says a deuce. You dumb as shit, bro. I
just thought that. I was like, oh.
I was like, what is nigga dumb?
It's a deuce.
Then what else was there I did not like?
We just got all this. What did you like? How about
I'm about to find one more thing I didn't like. I'm gonna switch over. Because I actually think I did like. I thought the end fight scene was dope. Like them like mixing with him, like boom, 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 doing their thing. I thought that was kind of cool.
I didn't like. I'm tired of the villains dying. Cause like you don't have any like comeback factor. Cause if you kill off all the villains, then it's like, all right, well, what's next?
Well,
especially for Justice League, cause Doomsday is like your main like foes. That's like the main one of the main ones. And so for you, you kill off Steppenwolf. You kill him off.
That was funny to me. You said the version you said was Steppenwolf. So when you told me that, for some reason in my head, I pictured this human dude, and he was gonna be strong.
Right.
So I was like, oh, Steppenwolf. Okay, he's gonna be some human. And I saw this thing. I was like, what's that? And like, that's Steppenwolf. And I was like, was he in the other movie? And I had to think about. I don't remember him in the other movie. I was like, maybe he was. I just wasn't paying attention. I don't know.
So my reference is always from the cartoon. So once I'm in the cartoon, I was like, oh, he looks dope because he's like, imagine Gambit, but a little bit more fiercer in the face.
Right.
And that's how he looked in the cartoon. I thought that shit was dope. So seeing the CGI version, it was still cool.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, I like the humanoid version better for the most part.
I like this one. I like the street shark look. I thought it was cool.
I'm not gonna say that on the slide.
I thought it was. I did though. I like the things on the side of the head. I thought it was kind of cool. Like, I was like, all right, cool. I appreciated it.
You said you like a hammerhead?
Yeah. I was like, the street shark look. He had the street sharks going on.
Did you like this version better or the other version better?
I like this what version of him or
version of him on Justice League and the Zack Snyder cut.
I like this version better. I think actually, you know what? That's not fair. I remember this version. I don't remember the other version.
That's tough because like last time I saw Justice League was with you, and I think it was like a year ago.
And I don't remember. I remember not liking the film. And I remember I purposely went in. I didn't watch any reviews, any nothing. When my friends started talking about it, I was like, no. I wasn't going to do that because I wanted to be unbiased as possible.
Right. And
so when I watched it, I was like, oh, these niggas was right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I was like, yeah, like, nah, that's yeah, no.
It was, yeah.
I was like, no, that's not it. Like, I remember feeling like I wanna go home again. I want to go home. It was a shorter movie. So this one was definitely better because I sat through much more of it. And was like, okay, like I could ride this out. It wasn't trash. Now, but I liked, so things I liked. I liked the end fight. I did like how Steppenwolf looked. I thought it was much more scary, so it gave it more of a dark. I mean, it gave it a darker feel to me.
Yes.
Because of his appearance, how he operated. I liked the costumes on everybody. I thought everybody looked good. I felt like everybody looked, even the Aquaman, I thought he looked like they look good. Like they don't look like cheap or really corny. Some of the CGI could have been worked on, but you know, it's CGI. You can only do but like this.
Right. So I never want to be like, oh, the CGI could be better because I understand that like you don't give me what you can.
Right. Like you only do so much.
You go in hit so close to you go in hit so close to like what you see in your mind versus like what you gonna put out. You know what I mean? So close. I thought Steppenwolf's armor was sick. I thought it was pretty dope. How like the armor had like it responds to his like whatever he wanted. And it's just like
that was sick as hell.
Because like he fought the Amazon warriors whatever, and it was like,
oh gosh.
I was like, all right. I thought that scene was pretty dope. I thought that was pretty cool.
Him fighting the Amazonians.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty dope.
The backstory behind that was good too. That whole backstory was good. The niggas burying it in the dirt was really funny. We both laughed at that.
What?
When they buried the one cube in the dirt, remember?
Oh yeah, man.
But he found that one last. That's what made it funny. Well, by that point, someone else had found it.
So they explained why, and that's what made it okay. Because it was like
they found it already. The museum people had. Oh, the daddy.
No, because they said that basically the one we had in our hands ain't active. That's why he can't find it.
Oh yeah, right because they dug it up. They found it in science or whatever.
Yeah.
They had it, and he said it wasn't active when you're right. They said it was sleeping still, so he couldn't find it. He could. I feel say he could he knew it was here.
He smell it.
He could smell it or something like that, but he couldn't find it. He couldn't pinpoint it because it wasn't activated. Yeah.
And I was like, that's a poor ass excuse, but I roll with it.
I go because the other ones, at least you could tell the difference. You could see one glowing like nah, like the other one's just like.
You know what? You're right. But the other two were alone. So what was the other one? No, I'm not gonna ask questions.
Because of where it was when all that happened with us, when he would like scream. Remember, Superman's scream seemed to like him yelling.
So yeah.
And so wherever this one was, it wasn't able to be hit by it, so it didn't activate.
With me watching this for the first time and not watching BVS, I came in kind of confused on the timelines. Cause remember when, cause I didn't see BVS, I didn't know how that one ended. Can you say he fought Doomsday, which was like weird to me, but hold on topic.
Nigga murked him out. Yo, they murked each other. I feel like they murked each other out.
Yeah, like, that's what kills Superman. From what I understand. Like,
I remember when I saw a comment like the death of Superman or something. It was like that, and that was Doomsday.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. So I kind of was like, oh. That was like Anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that, but I definitely was like, it was cool, I guess. I don't know. Like, my bad, timelines. So when I came into it, because like they do a lot of time jumping with like Wonder Woman, Batman having his dream, and then understanding that like Superman is dead. It was a lot of like trying to understand like where are we right now? Like how does this all come together?
Oh, okay. I can see why you'd be lost in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it, so I definitely wasn't lost on that at all. But I can see why if you haven't, wait, why was he knocked out? Like, what happened to where he was knocked out? But yeah,
I just said that once I was like, oh yeah, he's dead. All right, cool. I said that.
Yeah, that's kind of all you need to know. Something fucked him
up. I thought that. Can you tell me that he was fighting Doomsday and he was dead? I'm like, why would you have him fight Doomsday right now? Like not right now, but like basically in this time period, like you want to lead up to Doomsday, right? Not Doomsday, but I was like Dr. Doom, Darkseid. You want to lead up to Darkseid. Why would you have him fight this guy first and then go into like Darkseid? Because then like we saw in the movie's 4 hours long, and you only got like 45 minutes of Superman.
If that.
And so I guess this idea that like maybe people are sick of Superman, but it's like, mind you, Superman tones down his power a lot.
Right. So I just murking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like confused with like, so he fights Doomsday first, and then fights Darkseid next. I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah. Like, I just remember Doomsday being the beast boy that was like murking out Superman.
Yeah, no conversation, just like yo, I destroy planets.
And if I remember correctly, I thought that was Doomsday he fought in the last one.
You're right. From what I gathered, that was.
Because I feel like Lex had something to do with it too. It was a lot going on, and I was like, I didn't like how they casted Lex. I never liked that casting for Lex. I was like, no, fuck no.
Well, they wasn't gonna hire a light skinned dude,
so it's just whatever they. I don't know. I just think I always hated that casting for Lex. I was like, I remember Lex and how he was, and any of the shows and things that I've watched, like he always gave me this vibe that old boy doesn't give me. Like, I don't know. Old boy gives me more of a Joker vibe than a Lex vibe. No. Not to say he's a good Joker, but he's goofy. He's like Joker's off. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's a good Joker, but he gives more of a Joker-ish vibe. Like I'm kind of funny, goofy, like off my rocker type of shit, rather than like really smart, kind of like. Yeah, no, I'm gonna smile in your face and stab you in your back. Like, you know what I mean? That's.
You think Jason Statham would have been better as Lex?
No, I think he might be too OP because he can fight. Like, he can fight. He can fight. He fuck around and just beat Superman the fuck up. You like, what happened? Like, why you roundhouse kick Superman? Oh wait, this not in the script. Like, fuck the script. Like, no. I don't know. I think like that might be too. I mean, granted, he's not super strong, so he can murk out some of these other like, yo, he can fight, bro.
No,
he can fight, bro. You can put a nigga like a fight in there. You like, oh, Batman, like, oh, hold on, wait a minute, nigga, hold on, play. Let me go back and rethink.
So that's always find interesting because like it seems like the writers and writers don't want to take directly from the comic book, so they try to find their own like rendition of the information and the elements they have. And so, like for example, in I shouldn't not say that because I don't remember anything. But Marvel does similar things of like, oh, this is what we have, but we're gonna like twist it. Actually, I can't say this. I remember now. So in Infinity War, if I understand correctly, Infinity War in the comic books. Yeah, in Infinity War in the comic books, he had a love affair with Death, and that's the reason why he wanted Infinity Gauntlet to snap to like kill half the population in the whole universe to please Death.
Okay, yeah.
And so when you get to Infinity War in the movies, it's a completely different story, and it makes sense.
Right.
It was like, oh, like I can get behind the idea of like you want to preserve all of humanity in the world in the whole universe, but it comes at a cost.
Yeah.
And it's like I may not be happy with what you're doing, but I can wrap my head around that of like running out of resources, humans, and like it just consuming. We didn't put into it. Pass, let me pass.
You ever drink water and start choking on a low?
Oh yes. I could go while washing at the same time. I was like, don't just keep breathing, I'm good. No, so that, and then with this, they just was like, they just did some off the wall shit, and I was just like, how do you? Yeah. I just was like, I was basically like, what y'all doing? Like, what?
They was choking on water. That's what they was doing. They was choking on water when they made this. I was like, okay.
Probably.
One of my homies said this was mid-grade. They said we expect this to be some real high grade level shit, and it was mid-grade.
I feel like it's part of the problem. You never go. I try my best not to go into movies with high expectation. Because I feel like when you do that, you kind of have an idea what you're expecting, and when you do that, it's kind of like, damn, like this is definitely it.
I think everybody thought it was good because they just expected it to be better than what the original was. That's it. Yes. And it met that expectation. It was cool. They were happy. They were like, it's great. And it's like compared to the old one.
Yes, of course, I'm saying.
So now let's take it and compare it to the rest of the world. And then you go, oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
And it was like, yep, so being fair, like, yeah, it was, compared to the old one, it was really good. But then like, which is crazy because that shows you how bad, that one wasn't bad. I just didn't like the old one.
It took 4 hours though.
But part of that, I don't think that was, I think the problem was, someone else said this, and I'm gonna take that idea, because I agree with it. The idea was because a lot of other people didn't have backstory, they had to take the time to create these miniature backstory movies for each person.
Yeah.
Rather than be like, you get a movie, and you get a movie, and you get a movie. Do that, and then come together. Now you can have this, now you can have 2 hours of just these niggas kicking butt, versus like, this 4 hours of trying to figure out who the fuck who is. And then like trying to figure out their backgrounds and their issues and so, you know what I'm saying? Like if I have these backgrounds, I know this, that, and third, and then you can easily read. Now it makes sense why this certain character popped up in this movie because he actually was this character in this movie, in that movie, in that movie, in that movie, and that's why he's here now. So when he pops up, it makes more sense. You could tie things in better. They had to take time to try to tie it together right, and because they didn't have separate movies to do that with, they now have to give you this jambalaya of a movie with a bunch of backstories to try to make it make sense, and it took 4 hours to do it.
I'm gonna ask a question. I'm gonna try to work it out. Does everyone need an elaborate backstory? So backstories that already were written down and like kind of like understood was Superman, Batman, Aquaman, and you had Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna take Aquaman out just for like try to make it balanced. So that means you have Flash, Cyborg, and Aquaman. You have to like kind of flesh out for the most part.
Yeah.
You could find a way to have it where Batman is doing his research to kind of explain like what he knows about these people. In
the old one, that's how they did it. In the old one, they did it, but it was too quick. So in the old one, it was too. It was like he's like, wait, what? Cause I think I'm trying to remember if Aquaman came out first or not.
In the movie or in
his movie, did Aquaman come out? Aquaman had a movie.
I think Aquaman came out after, either after or around the same time as Justice League.
Right.
That's why I took it out. I'm like, yeah.
So you have that, whereas, and so he did kind of go in and say, oh, he was like in his computer, oh, that's them. This is what they do, and he's like explaining what they like, who they are, like looking them up and stuff, why he needs these individuals, and they explain their powers. It was like, it felt like when you had to play a game like Rainbow Six, you know, every character is different, or party, and they explain what they're doing, what their specialty is, and that's it. Then you go into the game. It was like that. So it was too quick, and you didn't get enough. Because it's not just about giving a backstory; it's about building a relationship with these characters,
exactly,
so you feel more. Exactly. So I think for them to have put the emphasis that they put on a character like Flash, like because Flash is so important to that world in general.
True.
You kind of, because Cyborg wasn't a major Justice League character for a long time. He was one of the new ones. Like he wasn't always there.
Because you have, with that situation, you have an interchanging of what in this movie of Martian Manhunter, Cyborg, and Green Lantern. And that's usually what the double dutch of the situation is like trying to take one out, put another one in, or take two out, put another one in, whatever else you're going to do. Since we didn't have Green Lantern, I guess you put Cyborg in, which is cool, but you don't have like the core element of the Justice League for the most part.
Right. And I feel like Cyborg doesn't need... Cyborg to me doesn't need an entire a whole movie. I think because he doesn't. But I think Flash, he doesn't need a whole movie for you to explain his ability. If you to explain like who he is, but because he's so important, he does need to have his own movie.
Well,
because he's super important to the game, like to the game.
Yeah, TV show though, right?
I feel like the TV show and the thing don't lead into the same thing. I don't think they lead in. I don't know if that's the same guy. That's the thing. I don't know.
I did want to know that.
Let me look that up right now. Let me see.
Like, I mean, you brought that up last time, and I was like, well, if this is the same guy, and this is pulled from the same TV show, then it's like, why are we doing this whole deep dive into like his lifestyle?
It's not the same nigga.
It's not?
No, that's not the same dude. Oh, I can tell by looking at the Flash face. That's not him.
Okay, well, that saves him a little bit. But I'm like, I could have did that. Or like just kind of find a way to reference that TV show to pull from. Therefore, like, you saved you time. It has to be 4 fucking hours. 4 hours and 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's not. What's the kid name from the John? Wait, is that him?
I don't know. Barry Allen is his character name. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, Barry Allen is actually, yeah.
I don't know why I said that out loud for no reason, but
like, oh, very good. Very good.
You know what? You did really good.
Like,
good.
Oh, fuck you, dog. Oh, my bad.
No, I don't know. I was like, cause like I do agree that everybody kind of you want to flesh out everybody's idea of a character, or whatever. Like, now think about it. I don't think Hawkeye had like a real origin story, or did he?
He didn't have an origin movie, no. But Hawkeye.
That's the origin story as far as like in Avengers 1 goes. Or they probably did like a little quick thing about it.
I don't think so, but they never really emphasized Hawkeye like that either. Like, he's just with them. He's always with them. And he
but he was important. He was part of the squad, so therefore like you kind of like, oh, like, why you just here? You can't just be like, I'm here with a bow and arrow, my G.
I feel like there's important as in like we need to know more about you because you have these like for the most part, people that didn't have super abilities, whatever, they didn't really get a lot of super story. But people who have like a very interesting, like a Thor and your Iron Man and your Hulk and stuff, they have such an important.
Well, that's a poor example because like they did have like the movies first and then those movies later.
Right, but that's because they needed them because they were so important. Yeah. They were too big to be like, oh, you're not important if they get your own movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of people would only know Cyborg. Most people that know Cyborg from Teen Titans. So they'd be like, huh? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like, oh, he was the dude in Teen Titans. So for them to see a story of like, so we understood his powers was like, I'm the internet nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm the internet.
So I did like that. The way they flesh out his like what he can and can't do. It was a little long, but the longness paid off because sense of like what did I say he was? He was It was good. It was a good analogy. I can't remember what it was.
I remember laughing too. Fuck.
Oh, it was Watch Dogs. He was Watch Dogs, but on steroids.
Yeah, that's what he said. Watch Dogs too, because he's the black one.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
And I was like,
yeah, nah, that nigga was the internet now.
Yeah, like literally, like he was like, yo, you can do this. He was too booty for me too, but one thing at a time.
But keep in mind his situation. He was pissed with his daddy because his daddy.
Yeah, he was pissed with his dad before he became Cyborg. I understand.
Yeah, pissed with that, and then he got turned, and then we'll say against his will, or whatever. People like, what? No, against his will, whatever. He didn't know he was about to be dead. At first, he was dead. And his daddy turned him into a walking microwave. And so he was like, well, fuck. Like, here I am.
You know what? No, I'm going to defend my man. Look, this is why. If I die and I come back with unlimited data and Wi-Fi, that can reach the whole world, hey, good looking out, Dad.
But you still get an internet bill?
Yo, it's an innocent this, bro. I'm mad at you right now. You still get an internet bill.
Wow, you still get Cox bill? Do you think he'd be Cox or CenturyLink?
Definitely got to be Cox.
Yeah, you got to be Cox. Give me CenturyLink.
No. I'm going to say it's landline, but never mind.
What? Is it T1?
Samsung Shadow, no.
No.
I hope he's fiber optic.
He better, yeah, he would have some good stuff.
Does he need to charge? Never mind.
iPhone charger, he got USB-C.
Are you mad if I was...
He was like, oh, this is like...
If I was cybernetic or anything like that, are you kind of mad if I had to charge up?
I feel like he didn't need to charge. In the Teen Titans, at least he does. In Teen Titans, he charges. Yes. He was like...
But those, you can't add those to like these...
So you gotta take AA batteries and put them in his back.
You would have a AA batteries out? How many would it be?
6. Like them damn little toys the kids be having and shit. They take a whole 6-pack of batteries to run like fucking Elmo.
Because I don't want to be too much, but I also don't want to be like too little.
What?
Oh, how many batteries? I'll probably need...
You would just take D-Volt. You would just take D-Volt batteries. So you wouldn't need a whole lot of them, but you need at least like 2.
Can you like get some like lithium or some shit? I don't know.
They got lithium in them?
I know, but I need some like...
I don't know. I should know what some of these batteries.
I think lithium is in batteries. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
It's in some of them. I don't know about... I assume it was, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't study batteries. I don't care either.
You're so stupid. What type of batteries you want charging you up? Energizer or Duracell?
Ooh, Energizer. They keep going and going.
That's a damn false advertisement. You ever think about that? They don't keep going.
He like MJ keep go. Oh shit! Like, oh no.
He finds when he shuts down. Oh goddamn, Cyborg didn't charge up.
Who didn't charge Cyborg? Like fuck. You gotta charge him and your phone. No, all right. Anyway,
I was gonna call the homies, but we 50 minutes in.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oops. It's fine. It flowed really good. So. Yeah,
I mean, overall, the movie wasn't.
That's just ass. How about this? What would you give out of 10? How many scrub bugs would you give out of 10? If you're going above 5, you're definitely nicer down. You know.
Yeah, I'm definitely going above 5, below 8, probably like a 6.5. 6.5 sponges.
2 or 3.
It got an 8.5 on IMDb.
What?
Got an 8.5 on IMDb.
What were you talking about? You got Infinity War or some shit?
No, I'm looking at Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it got an 8.5. Again, you got to remember, people are like, yo, so much better. I'm a comic book fan.
Go Rotten Tomatoes. Let me see.
Oh, shit. I'm
giving it 2. I'm going to be nice and give it 3.
Okay, whoa, really?
Yeah.
God, you hear somebody say they don't like something, but okay, they don't like it in the realm of like, it wasn't the best. You hate this movie.
I don't hate it, but
nigga, were you giving it 2 or 3? That's hate.
I'm not watching it.
Those are hate numbers.
You think those are hate numbers?
anything below, like I hate it in the sense that you just don't like it at all.
All right, 4.
You still anything below 5 is hate numbers, bro.
That's not true.
You hate this movie, bro.
I'm not going higher than 4. I'm sorry.
You hate this movie.
I could do it probably. And like I said, if this was 2 hours, I would say 3. If it was 3 hours, I'd been cool. He said it was a hate number.
I'm sorry to say that. That's why I get. Oh, that was a hate number. Damn. Why you make me feel like this? Like
I don't want to say I hate this movie. I'm not saying that at all.
Where's the okay? How do I look it up?
There's Rotten Tomatoes and type in the search.
Snyder, yeah, that's right here.
Zaddy Justice League edition.
Let me see.
I want to call Aaron. I was just not gonna say that. What do you think of Zaddy Justice League edition?
What do you think it got?
On Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah.
I at least want to say it got like a 60 on Rotten Tomatoes.
74.
What?
And it got an audience score of 96%. Okay, somebody's not watching these movies. Somebody's not watching movies and they're voting. No. 96%?
Oh, Jesus.
90s. But you know what? A lot of people who watch, most of the numbers are high, but I'm also know the amount of people that rate them are kind of low compared to other movies.
Okay.
So I think what's happening, a lot of these people are people who saw the first one. So
it's still early. It came out Thursday. It's 4 hours long. So.
Right. So people. So you got people like that's a big one. People are just now seeing it for the first time. Its numbers are high. People are comparing it solely to the other movie.
And that's my problem.
So if you're doing that, yes, because like I said earlier, when I compared to the other movie, this one by far was way better. Like it was significantly better. Like the old one, I might have given it like I would give it 4. I would give it 4 or 5. This one, I'm like 6.5, 7. It was actually a lot better. Significantly better.
Do me a favor. Look up the total time for Inception.
Inception. How long was it?
And I'm going somewhere with this.
You trying to see how much longer they did with the day? They got an 87 to 91% score.
What did?
The Inception.
Got what?
It got 87% on the Rotten Tomato.
It's higher than Justice League, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And it was 2 hours and 8 minutes.
2 hours and 8 minutes. It felt like it was longer than that. I could have sworn the movie was 8 hours. Jesus, my bad. 3 hours. I was 3.
Nah, bro. Maybe where you saw it at, they did some special showing. Like, where'd you see that?
I saw it with y'all. Me, you, and Dan saw it.
I don't remember that.
And I remember.
Yes, I do.
I remember it being like 3 hours. You know how my time reading be sometimes. So, yeah, nah.
91% audience rate. It got a lower audience, but then again, you're looking at 250,000 people rating it versus a 10,000. Okay, gotcha. So that's that too. So like a lot of people might even go back to watch this movie. So a lot of people who are watching are biased comic book fans.
I'm not watching that again.
They're comic book fans, so they're going to go back. They're watching this movie. You know what I'm saying? The comic book fans are watching Zack. They're excited to see Zack Snyder. Other people are like, who the fuck is Zack Snyder?
I will admit I'm a fair weather comic book fan. Like I know like a lot of like information and history about certain comics and shit. I'm not gung ho and others as others are. I haven't collected.
Shit, I'm a go ho.
I haven't collected as many as others had. I had like Punisher comic books and shit like that.
Yeah.
But as far as like actual like love for comic books, no. Like my uncle loved it, so therefore I learned about it and loved it with him.
Do you? Are you familiar with Zack Snyder at all? I'm not actually familiar with him.
The name sounds familiar, but I'm not exactly like sure exactly like why.
Like aside that, like aside that you don't even know the works. Yeah. Oh, 300. Okay. And Watchmen, you did Watchmen?
He did do Watchmen, and Watchmen was good, but not everybody liked it. So I read the comic book, and I love what they did, but I will admit that movie wasn't good for an average person. Even as I was watching it, like, this movie's long. I think it's like 3 hours long. I was like, this movie's long, but they give me all that information. Like, you can actually rush the movie of Watchmen and look at the comic book at the same time and flip through if you wanted to.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But
I never read those comics. I didn't read those.
I think that one was like a graphic novel in the sense of like you can get in a condominium. It's like pretty good. That it was like, I remember I read that and I was like, oh, they making a movie of that? I was like, oh, bet, it's gonna be good. And as I was watching it, I was like, they did this for the comic book lover, but it's not for somebody that loves like cinema or enjoys like just watching movies.
Yeah, and I do think and agree that that's probably often a very hard thing, especially trying to stay as true as possible to the movie or to the comic book, the original source. I could definitely see why that'd be like, damn, it's kind of hard to do. So I'm looking at all the things he's done a lot. He did obviously got the Justice League.
That's why I'm always so curious of how Marvel does there. They take what it has in the comic book, like the ideas and like, I guess you want to say the ethos of it, using that term loosely, and they find a way to incorporate it into a movie format.
Right, like whatever's not going to fit directly from the comic book, they change it to fit the movie. You're right. You are right about that.
And I think that's really good how they do it, because it's like, how can you fit this in this time period to make it interesting enough for everybody? Yeah. And then that's really good. With Justice League, I just feel like they didn't. Yeah. I
do think that if I was more versed, that's a stupid thing to say. I'm basically about to say if I was about to say more biased, if I was more into comics, if I was more biased, I would like the movie more. Yes. But I think so I think there are parts that I didn't understand, therefore I did not appreciate at all. Because I didn't relate over. Like we talked about earlier, that whole ending scene. It just didn't translate for me. So I was like, what the fuck is this?
Which one?
The long one I was a dream. We were like,
oh, yeah.
What?
I know where they were going with this. I understood where they were going, but it was like, why are we doing this? I understand are you doing it because you're trying to lead to something later on, or is it pertinent to the story at this moment?
He was trying to lead to something later on. And I was like, you're going to fuck a lot of heads up.
Exactly.
For people that don't know, it's like, what? Like, they're not going to get that at all. Like, you literally, like, that whole scene could have been completely not there. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's been it. Like, oh, okay, that's it.
No, why are we here with this? And it's like, yeah, I'm gonna get something later on. In the next movie, my G, it's gonna be like 8 hours long? No.
Yeah, no. So overall, that movie for me was 6.5 sponges.
I'll stay with 4.
Bro, you like to give it to you.
I gave it 2 or 3. You said hate numbers. I don't hate this movie though.
But you don't like it. When I say hate, I'm not saying you being a hater. I'm saying you just don't like it. Like I loathe it. Like you don't like this movie.
I don't.
You do not. Like you are not gonna watch this movie again. You'd be like. Yeah. You damn near wasted your time watching it type shit.
I can't watch this movie again. It's 4 hours long.
You gotta watch it in parts for real.
Yeah, for real. If I had to watch this again, I'd definitely be like, part 1 is one day, part 2 is next week, and part 3 is the week after that.
Yes. Let's talk about. I want to get into Nomadland a little bit.
Nomadland. It's about all the movies. Like we just kind of like say which ones we liked and didn't like, or it's like which ones we were like, oh, we see why this one got nominated. Either or.
All right. So little emphasis on what you're talking about. We decided this week we were going to do things a little bit differently, but then Justice League came out. So what's going to happen is
fuck up everything.
We were basically going to watch movies that were nominated, all the nominee movies for Best Picture for Oscars.
Thank you.
We were going to watch that and watch them, and so we got through about 3 of them. We got through Nomad. Well, technically, we watched. We already saw Black Judas, Black Messiah.
Black Messiah.
It's called Black Messiah, right?
Judas and Black Messiah.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
To be more specific.
So Judas and Black Messiah. That we saw that one. We saw. We watched Mank, which was very interesting. Mank was a very interesting movie. Let's get into that real quick. I liked Mank.
I wanted to say the movies were first.
Oh, okay. All right, good.
So the movies that were nominated.
And Nomadland. No, that's everybody.
So The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, was that Rocky Horror in a Picture Show? Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7. So of the ones that we saw before, we started watching them, we saw Sound of Metal, we talked about before another episode. Mm-hmm. We saw Judas and the Black Messiah, and those were the ones we saw before. Then we sat down, watched Mank, Chicago 7, and we watched Nomadland too.
Yep.
So we watched 5 of the 8?
Yes, we had 3 left. It was Minari, The Father,
and Promising Young Lady.
Yep.
Young Woman. I'm sorry, and we still might watch those 3 too.
Yeah, I think we'll still watch them just to kind of say we watch them and post them up, say, oh, this is what we thought of them.
Right.
If need be or something like that, we can do it that way. Actually, be perfect. We can do that.
I am curious about some of those.
Yeah, I really want to see Minari. I was like, what's this about?
Because a boy from The Walking Dead is Steven Yeun. Yeah. I think his name is Steve Yeun.
Look at you nonsense about stuff and people.
Yeah, I know a little something, bro.
You know a little bit, enough that they want to illegally search your shit.
I was like, I hope that's the right person. Man, look it up. Make sure.
Oh, you didn't know? I thought you knew.
No, I think that's his name. I just want to make sure. So I don't want to, like...
I ain't giving you no credit no more. I don't give you all this credit. He gonna sit there and be like, yeah, I don't know.
I think... Because I was like, yo, am I right, though?
I can't spell it.
I got it. S-T-E-V... God damn, he says V.
Let's spell Minari. Let me see this one. Let's see what we got. Minari! Steven, you was right. You can't say
yes. In my head, I read his last name with Y-E-O-N. That's how I read it in my head.
It might be pronounced Ewan, might be pronounced Win. I don't know. You know, you do them things differently. No, for real. It'd be like N-G-Y-U-E, and it'd be like Win. You'd be like, wait, where? It'd be like, no, Win. Like, okay.
Yeah, so we saw those movies. We might see the other 3 later on, but I don't know. You know which one actually got nominated, or you know which one got the award, or are we still waiting on that?
I'm pretty sure that's not. I think we're still waiting on that.
Okay. Some of them kind of like. Well, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Tenet didn't get on this list. I'm really surprised by that. A lot of these movies, from what we've seen, were pretty good. Judas and Black Messiah definitely should have been. Should have been on here. Mank was pretty good. That's what you want to talk about. You want to talk about Mank. So describe Mank. Mank is basically not documentary. It's the movie about how Citizen Kane was made.
Yeah, how it came by. It is pretty interesting because it focuses on a very interesting aspect because it's not focusing so much on the actual movie, but more so on the writer.
Yes. Which
is very different. I'm not used to that at all. Like, we're just focusing more so on the writer and his everyday about. His name was
Herman Mankiewicz.
Mankiewicz. There you go. I was like, Mankiewicz.
I said that right. Ooh.
Was it Mankiewicz? Now I'm trying to...
Mankiewicz. It is Mankiewicz.
I want to discredit you again, bro.
Nah, this one I'm pretty sure. I'm going to have more faith in myself, even if I know I'm wrong.
And I'm going to go with you. If it's wrong, I'm going to be like, bro, if it's wrong, I'm going to say they spelled it wrong.
I'll fuck with that.
I'm like, they spelled it wrong. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, they spelled that shit.
I appreciate you. I'm glad.
Herman Mankiewicz.
Hey! He said his name a lot in the movie too, which I'm glad for.
Yeah.
So, Citizen Kane is like an old school movie, and when I heard about it, I heard was George Orwell wrote it. He's the one that directed it and shit like that. So Herman Mankiewicz, I was like, okay, this is a guy I never heard before, and he supposedly did this movie that I heard someone else did. Let me watch it. So this is definitely like something I wanted to watch. But really interesting. Took place in I want to say 1970. That's a damn lie.
Like the 30s.
Was it 30s?
I think it was way early, bro. It was early as fuck.
Yeah, this is when movies first started being made. Like,
I swear it was like the 30s, nigga. I swear it was like 1930. I don't know what it was, bro.
You might be right. It definitely was like...
Hold on, let me see. I thought for sure it was like 1930 or something like that.
Because this is when Hollywood was being established. Like MGM. This movie, like the movie... The people that started MGM were alive, ideally.
Ooh, yes.
So that's when this movie takes place.
All right, what is the movie? Yeah, because the movie, because Citizen Kane came out in 1941, so that had to take place in the 30s.
God damn. All right, so it was like in late 30s then.
I got something right today. We broke it. Hey! I was like, I think it was in the 30s, bro. Because they said that it starts off and they talk about like it being in the 30s.
Right.
And that's why a lot of things they was doing was like, how are they able to do all this like fuckery they was doing and like... Like, they was all kinds of fight, was tricking on the job, all kinds of crazy shit and stuff like that.
I thought you was bugging because you was like, is that lady naked on the typing? I'm like, no, she ain't. I didn't even see her nothing. I was like, she ain't naked.
Because they pants low enough for you to see this lady sitting there, and I'm like, they didn't have clothes back then that really fit, that went that low.
Right.
I was like, they didn't have clothes like that back then. It was just very, very conservative. So I was like, what's going on here? Like, and then I was like, okay, because it is pretty obvious, and they keep going. I was like, well, she just... was a naked person? And they go back and all she had was like
tassels,
pasties and shit, and just was sitting there.
No, those tassels. Like she had a suction cup on her nipples and a little thing,
Oh, did she? I didn't see her. I just saw that she was like definitely not wearing clothes.
All that she had to do was swing her titties and then go in a circle. I thought that was pretty interesting. I was like, oh, this is the type of time we on. We in that era of like old white men ran everything.
Yeah, at that point in time. Yeah, and it was known. Yes. It was known.
It was like known and don't question it. So
yeah, and I liked Herman's what they call him Mank. Mank's character I like. I guess that's Gary. His name is Gary Oldman. The guy who plays him.
Yes, legend.
I like his character because his character was very so much like.
Who's he like?
You trying to play somebody?
I asked you a question. What's he like?
Because he was very much so like he knew people. He understood people really well.
He did. Huh?
So he knew how to walk into a room and like boom, light it up and da da da. But he also was smart.
Very smart.
He was very smart, so he knew how to have these conversations. Because he could definitely say things that could put you off and put on airs. Like he was good, bro. Like so, he was that person that walk up to a person that he didn't know, have a conversation with them. That person like, yo, have dinner with me. I'm the big boss, but you're sitting next to me at the dinner. But this is why I have you around because you're good for this. And
that is very much true.
Yeah, it was. So I like this character for that reason. But on the flip side, his character will also be like off the juice. It just would be out here, bro. Like
yeah, when he was drinking, it was a problem.
That shit could be bad. I was like, been there before. Been there too. So I was like, hey, Mankin was drinking. I was like, Mank can drink. No,
I definitely like that's you in a nutshell. Like watching Mank, I was like, that's some shit you would do, and thought the whole movie. I was like, yo.
No, you ain't say that.
Matter of fact, you right. My bad.
I see. See, don't lie to yourself. No, but overall, I thought Mank was really good. It's a slower movie because it's not like a big action-packed thing. True. It's about mind you, I'm coming off watching Justice League. You know what I mean? And then we just watched Snowfall, so we were like,
yeah, our energy was kind of different. Yeah, I ain't think about that.
And then we was like, let's jump into this. It's like when you at the club, they play all this hype music, so they put on a slow jam. You like, nigga, like I ain't getting. You like, nigga, like I'm still 10, bro. You gotta bring me down to at least 7, and then bring me down to like 3. True. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? So. It was kind of so at first it was kind of hard to kind of get into, but as you're watching, you listen to the story, what's going on. It's kind of interesting how they did it. Overall, I actually did like this. I still like Black Messiah more because it just had more energy for it to me.
If you had to pick one of the ones that we watched of these, which one would you pick?
I think the Black Messiah one. Judas and the Black Messiah, and here's why.
I'm listening.
Because Judas and the Black Messiah. What was the other ones?
Judas and the Black Messiah, Chicago 7, Sound of Metal, Mank, and
Judas and the Black Messiah. Here's why. One, because it just had more energy compared to the Nomadland. Compared to the other ones, to me, it just had much more energy. Like as far as like they're going on the move, they're doing their thing, they speaking for their rights and stuff. They're doing all the stuff. It had more energy. I think also because it also showed you a side of things where like yes. Sometimes people got the betrayal. Like the betrayal that was so crazy. Like it was like, yo, like
right.
It was like anybody who watched that movie was like, yo, this nigga ain't shit. Like and on some real shit and to see that struggle. Because usually the movie would focus on like a Frank Hampton or something. No, it didn't. It focused more so on like it still focused on him, but it focused on old boy and what he had to go through, like, and why he was doing what he was doing. And then to get like the reality and the fact that the information was coming from the government themselves, like, hey, this is the truth.
Right.
Like a lot of it came from them. What? Check. So like to me that was crazy too. I liked a lot. I liked it for those reasons. And of course I'm not gonna lie to you, like black representation. Like as people I could relate to, I could look at people these are things that were more recent in my time, so they affect me a little bit more than compared to a lot of the other ones. Like the one with Nomadland, like the lady was living out of her van. Like I don't know what like she was living out of her van and some things she went through and stuff like that, but that didn't have a impact outside of herself. You know what I'm saying? It was just her living in her van and her family was like fucked over because of it. Like that, whatever.
So I thought it was funny because in Nomadland, like she works at Amazon in the beginning of the movie.
That shit was hard.
So like you would look at me like, is that really how it is? And like, that's exactly how it is.
Yeah, you were surprised, like, hey, you don't have to go inside.
Because they're really hard on like, we don't let anybody know what's inside.
Yeah, but Amazon ain't gonna pass some chance to make some money up for a movie.
And they really did.
They ain't gonna pass on that. So you go like, hey, go ahead and put them in here. Give us this bread. And they show you the inside of Amazon. You saw people. Never mind. I was saying some real crazy shit.
I'm glad you did. Because it could be anything.
Yeah, that was.
I liked her story. I like Nomadland's story was good.
It was actually surprisingly.
It just wasn't, because the ending wasn't bad, but it kind of just was like it left you empty. Ideally, like you kind of like, oh, like that's kind of like what old boy said in the beginning is basically what we're waiting on now.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, I feel like there wasn't. I feel like to me, Nomadland didn't have an impact, a nationwide impact. Whatever. I mean, as far as like that character and that what was going on with her, didn't impact the world. It was just slice of life. So to me, that's why I was like, no. Whereas with the Judas and the Black Messiah, that shit impacted a lot of people. Whether you were black or white, it had an impact. It affected laws, it affected all kinds of rules. Like, a lot of things changed during that time frame because of the situation that was happening at hand. And so it's kind of like, holy cow, this is what's going on. And then what was kind of cool was, so you see Fred Hampton in this situation with the Judas and the Black Messiah, we already saw that. But then you get to tie in, because he's at the Chicago 7 trial, he's there.
That's not Fred Hampton. That's somebody that knows. Basically saying
Fred Hampton wasn't back at him. Remember, he said that was.
Oh yeah,
that was Fred Hampton there with him.
Yeah, that'd been sick. If they would have had
the same dude.
Yeah, that'd been sick. That'd be like mind blowing for me, bro. Yeah. I'm like, yo, Chicago 7.
Yeah, because that at the time was who was that? That was
I don't remember his name. I know you're talking about though, but I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. But yeah, this how the Black Panthers all tied into those two movies.
Yeah,
cool.
I thought pretty dope too.
But overall, yeah, I think to me, just if I didn't see the other movies, so based off what I've seen thus far,
yeah, only what we've seen so far.
For me, it would have to be Judas and the Black Messiah, because I like the energy, I like the acting in it, I like the amount of betrayal in there, like how I felt, like the emotional connection I had, like this is fucking crazy.
Yep.
Like I remember being legit angry, like at this dude, like you doing all this because you don't want to deal with your time, like you a coward, bro. Like
yes,
like it was just crazy. Like I had somebody text me about that not too long ago. They had just saw it and they were texting me like, dude, old boy from the
yeah.
And I was like, huh. That's crazy, huh? I was like, it was cowardice, bro. It was straight cowardice. Like, but at the same time, I was like, they also had him by the balls. Like, he didn't know,
He was young too when it happened, so
he was scared as shit.
I totally give him an excuse for that, but it's just a certain point of like, at what point do you stop? Like,
it was like you damn near try to halt the whole movement because you went to a couple of years, and then you got dug deeper and deeper and deeper trying to get out, and it was like, no, just deal with it, bro. Like you did this crime, you straight up committed a crime, committed fraud, and then they want to go to jail for it. Like I thought that was corny. Like no, and then like the outcome of what happened in the end, so I thought that was pretty good. Like yeah, like I can see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
I was like, I can see that happening. You went through, lived your life, and I was like, that's just fucking boy. I can't believe this happened. And yep.
Did his confessional and said, all right, see y'all later.
Yep. Left out. Got nobody gave him some money in the gas station.
Man,
they really did. They gave him some money in the gas
station.
Man. And after that, he took off and said, "Oh, so okay."
That's how much you worth, I guess.
Yep. That's all that you did. All that, and that's what you got in the end. A couple of dollars in the gas station.
And he wasn't done yet either. He said to keep going.
Yep. He had to infiltrate more stuff. It was crazy. And we got you now. You're a boy now.
What would you give a second one? Like if like, all right, so Judas and Blood Messiah is your first one. What would be your second?
My second one, I think, would be Mank. I like the Mank.
It's funny. I thought the same thing.
Mank, Chicago, then Nomad Land.
You wouldn't fuck with Sound of Metal?
Oh, I forgot about that one. I really did forget about that one.
Sound of Metal was good.
Sound of Metal was good. Again, it's one of those movies to me was like, all right, like.
Yeah.
To me, I'm looking for movies that have a huge impact on me. I did like the ups and downs. I like the actor in it and stuff like that. And it was good. It was filmed well. I like the whole idea of seeing him overcome this stuff. So I was like, yeah, I can see that. I would put it over Nomadland.
Yeah. I like the idea of like Sound of Metal was like the idea of like someone dealing with them going deaf. And deaf as in with the A at the end. Hey, Jesus. The F at the end.
Yeah, deaf, yep.
And
can't hear, yeah.
Basically, it's about his acceptance about him being deaf, and you would think that like it would be easy, like yo, I'm deaf now, like I deal with it. But like it was way more than that. It just was like yo, like how do I get this back?
Yeah, I did like seeing the what I did like about that was watching him. We talked about it, but making those decisions that he made and then not go through. Not right. The way he was. He's like, in this time, in his head, it was like a waste. Why did I do all this for? Like he made a lot, sacrifice of different things, and none of it worked. And it was like, you should just kind of stuck to your guns and stop seeing things in a certain way. Like you kept seeing things as an ailment when it was just no, it was the way of life. It was just the way you live now. It was just a change.
And that's what I thought was dope because like his old boy at some when you just realize that you are what you are.
Yeah.
But he had to go through all the like failures first to be like, like just sit here and be like, oh, it is what it is.
Yeah, so for me that movie, that when you break it down like that, I did like that. I think that had a bigger impact to me. Definitely had a higher impact on me than that of Nomadland. Nomadland was an interesting thing, like seeing somebody live out their van and stuff, and they got shows that do that too. But I think it was interesting seeing the things that she the community, because you never get to get
the community was dope. The community
and I thought
was
that I did think that concept was cool. The idea of y'all go work places together. Y'all all like I thought that was really dope. And then like how they dealt with like how their mindset about living in a house was, and the idea that like a house was just a prison essentially, like to them compared to like being on the road and just living your best life or whatever. So I thought that was really interesting.
I always find it interesting the lies that we tell ourselves to make ourselves comfortable.
Yeah, that's.
And it goes on both sides too. It goes on both sides of like, oh, I'm getting a house, I should be like free, more comfortable. And somebody's on the other side is like, I don't have a house and I'm more free and comfortable. I live in my car.
Yeah, because one lady was like, how she lived in a Prius.
Yeah.
And like I was like,
Prius is small.
Yeah, and I was like, huh? So I live out of a Prius. I was like, how do you sleep? In my head, I'm just thinking like, how do you sleep? Like, how do you?
Find that bitch.
And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, there's no fucking way I would live in a Prius. And she wasn't a small lady. No. And then on top of that, she wasn't a small lady. She was a bigger lady. Yeah. She was on the heavy set side. Not to be rude, but like I don't know what you want to call it. Plus size lady, I don't know what we call them. Curvy. Is that what they call it? Is that for like? I don't know.
We will work on it. Yeah. That's both sides. I don't know.
I don't know what the perk. I don't want to offend anybody, but yeah, she wasn't skinny. I put it that way. And so she lived in a Prius, and I was like, how would you like that?
Yeah, it definitely was like it was interesting how the whole thing played out, especially with that dynamic. I was like, yo. Yeah, getting into that scene now, that's pretty cool. But the way it was filmed was pretty good. Like the things that happened, oh my god. When he pulled the box up and the things dropped out. Man, you was dying. Because like, you saw him picking up this box and you saw the box was shit. Like, that box is rubbish. It's gonna fall. Oh, everything in head was no. What? Relax. Okay. I ain't saying anything. Episode 151 of Clean the Dishes. I want to thank you guys for tuning in with us. If you have your nominee picks or who you think is going to win, send it to us so we can know. And the lucky winner, send them in to us and we'll do a drawing and give you nothing. No, I had nowhere to go with that. We'll figure out something. No, we not. I'll figure out something. You are. Like, no. We'll figure out something. But no, for real, definitely check that out. We're going to put up a list of movies. We're going to put up a list here soon. It's going to be a list of movies that we have watched versus a list of movies that we're going to watch. And there's going to be a spot for you to put for recommendations. If you guys, things that people tell us to watch, whatever, we're going to put that on there too. So definitely you can check that out. We'll put that on the website and then we'll have a link to it. I think we'll put a link to it in our link tree if we can. We will. And also the link that you made too, we still iron it out though. That's what I'm talking about just now. Oh, man. I was doing a lot. Yeah, it's cool. You can find him at Not Listening at All. But you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Fredtastic. Soon to be on Twitch and YouTube. You can find this guy at T. Usry No Jr. at T. Usry No Jr. on Instagram and Twitter. Yep. You can follow the podcast at Cleaning Dishes on Instagram. You can check out the website, cleaningdishespodcast.com. Check out the clothing brand. Tileology.com/shop. I'm still working on things, but products and items are up. I should have videos coming out soon for that also. Yeah. There's any codes or anything like that you have right now, or no? Or just go in there and check it out? Or have them DM you directly if they decide they want to buy something. DM me directly at Tileology. At Tileologist, so TAUOLOGIST. Or T. Usry No Jr. Just contact me and I'll definitely take care of it. I think we have a Clean Dishes coupon code. I want to check it before I start saying shit. So, excuse me. God bless you. Pardon me. I'm sorry. God bless you. Blessings. You have to say blessings. Remember I made that up. Blessings. That boy. Yeah. I remember that. But no, definitely. So you guys, again, thank you for tuning in. This is your first time here. Welcome to the podcast. Your second billionth time here. Welcome back to the podcast. And thank you guys for tuning in with us. Clean your hands. Wash your hands. Your faces, all that, get the germs off you, and clean your plate. Peace. That was good. I like that episode. That was good. Man, I'm parched. Mm-hmm. That was good as water. I was like, tell me like, we going in. We had a good roll on too, and I was like, let's keep going. Yeah, that Snyder joint, we had to go. And that shit was like terrible. That shit was whack. I'm playing no. That's funny.